Hey guys, welcome back to another video in Blanc Princess Justice. Optigami probably wasn't what we hoped in terms that we thought Adrian Ned development in the elevator, but it turned out to be something even worse, something even more scarier. Even though it wasn't what we thought about that cheerful scene, beautiful lovey-dovey scene, it was scary, and there's a lot of scary topics, a little foreshadowing of what will happen in the future, and we really need to talk about it. If you want to know, don't leave this video and subscribe down below and leave a like if you enjoyed, and let's begin this video. So first we see Marinette and Alya with the Kwamis, which I really love and adore. Like, I love the interaction with the Kwamis, which is adorable. And we see Marinette to her old self, her own world, being like paralyzed, seeing that she has the invitation of Adrian, which is really pretty, really cute. And we see how the Kwamis interact with Alya, which is really cute. And we see how the Kwamis actually have a bigger role in this show in season 4. We love how the Kwamis actually use their powers without the holders throughout this episode. Basically, we see how the Kwamis do have more freedom and actually have a relationship with the Guardian much more closer than Master Fu did, because we see that Master Fu only had ways out, everyone else was in the box. So definitely we see that Marinette does have a much closer relationship with the Kwamis. Also in this scene, we do hear that Alya asks if it's a good idea to have the Miraculous permanently, and Marinette definitely says no, it's a bad idea whatsoever, and they head to the event. Gabriel and Natalie's plan goes awfully well, and it's very creepy. What I do notice that Gabriel is a jerk. I mean, I always knew that he was a jerk. He only cares about himself. In order for this plan to go well, Gabriel actually has to make a senti-monster of Alec, basically destroy Audrey on stage, live, and humiliate her in front of everyone. Actually, that annoyed me just because Audrey, we do hear in past episodes, past seasons, that Audrey and Gabriel did have a friendship. Gabriel is famous and is this worldwide or national wide, I don't know, designer because of Audrey. And Audrey saw his designs and loved it and all that stuff. And this is how Gabriel backstabs her. Creates a senti-monster and humiliate her in front of everyone. And I felt so bad for Audrey. But I know she's a bad person, but I still felt bad for her just seeing her face like so silent. We know that Audrey and Chloe are people that she speaks out and all that stuff, but we see Audrey there silent, like humiliated, and that just really hurt me. Okay, so now we skip to the scene where Audrey's akumatized and we see how Chloe hides behind Adrian. So we thought that their friendship ended due to Queen Banana, which is chronologically the 8th episode, and this episode is the 13th. Maybe something happened between those episodes and they're back to good terms, or maybe it's just Chloe just hides under him just because, you know, just whatsoever. And we do see how Adrian does protect her. He doesn't like be there like, ugh, Chloe, no. Like, he does protect her because we see that Adrian does value his friendship with her, because she has been like a sister to him, I think, and their friendship was real. But I don't think Chloe feels the same way, because there's like this tweet about Thomas saying that, oh no, she is only his friend because of the social standards, because he's rich too. Anyways, while that, I do want to mention something that my heart melted: Kagami protecting Adrian. Kagami, stop making me cry. We do know that in the episode of Mr. Pigeon 72, Kagami concludes the episode saying that she doesn't want anything else with Adrian. She just doesn't want to be with him anymore. But that does not mean that she forgot about all those moments together. Like I said, probably since Lies or Mr. Pigeon 72 up to Optigami, which is episode 13, maybe something happened. They talked everything out. They're friends. Because I do remember in the episode of Lies, Kagami says, I will talk to you when I tell you. Because they ended in bad terms. But probably they talked everything out. So that's why it's not that awkward when they are together in Optigami. Now we also see Zoe and Chloe. How Zoe's always protecting Chloe. And Chloe just like pushes Zoe to be sacrificed. But I don't know, guys. Like, honestly, I really see that Zoe will help Chloe change. I really see that. I really hope to. Okay, let's talk about the scene where we very much typed the elevator scene. And is it just me, or season 4 they're paralleling a lot of iconic scenes? Like in Mr. Pigeon 72, the umbrella scene was paralleled, and they did exactly the same thing. It was just perfect, right? And now we see in this episode, the elevator scene, a lot of things were paralleled in the episode of Oblivio. Now, we thought there would be a huge Adrianette scene, and it kind of did. We saw that Adrian and Marinette doing some of the same things that happened in Oblivio, and we see that Marinette isn't really concerned of that, you know? We thought that Marinette will actually, and Adrian will get closer together in this episode due to the trailers, but actually, Marinette wasn't really concerned of that. She just wanted to transform and save the world. We see that Marinette comes up with a great plan, tells Alya all about it, and she tells Nino that she'll be back. But Nino is like, let me help you, wants to know where Alya's going. And later in the video, I'll explain how this is actually important, that this actually is foreshadowing something that could happen the next episode after this episode. Marinette and Adrian were that close to a reveal, guys. And the fact that they actually were going to, their intentions were going to reveal themselves. And only if they did. That was stopped because of Optigami, which, fine, whatever. But we see that Gabriel and Natalie completely ignore Marinette and Adrian. Gabriel's like, oh, it's just Adrian, let's go, you know? And I was like, oh my god, Gabriel, it's Adrian and Marinette. They are Ladybug and Noir. Whatever. Anyway, thanks to Gabriel being a blind person, that's why Ladybug could save the day. Next, we see that Alya gets the Miraculous and her feelings get in the way and grab the Miraculous of the turtle. She takes Adrian out of the elevator, and once again, there is no Cat Noir transforming scene at all. And basically, Cat Noir was not even in a fighting scene either. I don't know, guys. I really feel like Cat Noir is just like fading slowly and slowly. And it's not going to be the tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir, it's just going to be the tales of Ladybug. But I'll explain later in the video how this is actually important. Then we see Lady B. She looks so pretty, guys. Congrats to the Miraculous Company. She looks amazing. I love the design. I love everything about this. Definitely, it's one of my favorite fusions. We also see how sentient monsters can actually use a Miraculous, do stuff with the Miraculous. Oh my god, it's so real. And Nino looked like the sentient monster of Nino really looked like Nino, and I was so afraid when he was created. Then we see Ladybug finally ends the scene, putting a charm to Audrey's hat, and Cat Noir being late. And oh my god, Cat Noir being late, so sad. And he doesn't even like fight at all. He just feels so left out. And then what made me like be in high hopes and like happiness again is that we see Cat Noir gives one of his perfect lines. He's like, if you want to know my identity, you need to love me. So cute. Just imagine Alya hearing that. We see that Ladybug tells Cat Noir to wait here, I'll be back, and she gets the Miraculous back. But of course, our smart Marinette finds out the huge trick that Shadow Clown was doing. And I also feel so bad for Alya. Her face of disbelief was so impacting. Then the amazing ending that Marinette decides to give the Miraculous to Alya permanently. And Marinette tells her, I will tell you everything I know. Everything I know. So we see that Alya actually didn't know anything before. I mean, she did know the basics, how to open the Miraculous box and all that stuff, but that was just the basics. And now we see that Marinette is going to tell her much more stuff. And definitely Alya is going to be in a higher and huger role in the show. And Gabriel and Natalie's scene was one of the most scariest scene of Big Time. Like, I'm not saying like scariest like in compared to other shows, scariest compared to Miraculous, because this scene, this episode, this show is usually like love, beautiful, happiness, cheerful, all that stuff. But season 4 has been giving us some really scary endings. So then like sad endings, happy, like some happy endings, but most of the time are giving us really scary endings because Gabriel's using his brain and it's creepy. They realize that Alya is somehow important to Ladybug and will be tracking her. And I'm like, guys, stop it. Natalie and Gabriel, you guys are adults. That is illegal. Now the huge topics, let's talk about it. Alya is in big danger. Like I just said, we all knew that sooner or later it would be dangerous for Alya knowing Marinette's identity. And that's what Marinette actually feared. Not only Alya, but her family is in danger. So we actually know what Gabriel is capable of doing thanks to Cat Blanc. When Gabriel found out who Cat Noir was, which is his own son, he yeeted his son to the sky. And that's his son. Just imagine what Gabriel is capable of doing to Alya, who is nothing related to him. Gabriel can do a lot of stuff. Now, we do see that Alya is going to do more stuff, know a lot of more stuff, and inclusive be more of a help than Cat Noir. I feel like right now, Marinette feels that Alya is more important and more helpful than Cat Noir. And I think Alya and Marinette will be much more of the protagonist of this show. And that's probably why we haven't seen Cat Noir much in this show, because Marinette right now, the person that she feels that she's getting more help is out of Alya. Now, I have two theories. We do know that this episode is episode 13, and it's actually the half of this season. So maybe it's significant that it's the half. After this half, Ladybug and Alya will have everything sorted out, like already know the secrets, all that stuff, and Cat Noir will go back to his role of being also the protagonist of the show, or not. Maybe the half, that half being 13, the half of the season doesn't matter at all, and Cat Noir will just always keep fading and fading and fading. I don't know if it's on purpose that Cat Noir is not having a lot of screen time, but it's actually kind of like you feel how he's left out. Like, you miss Cat Noir's presence because he is a protagonist and we only see him like once or twice in the show. Another thing, we do see how Marinette see that it's dangerous, that Hawkmoth knows the identities of the past superheroes. So maybe Marinette is gonna stop giving those miraculous again, and after episode 13 she'll be giving new miraculous to new people. She won't give any more to like Viperia and all that stuff. Maybe that's when we see Bunnix coming. Maybe finally Marinette's gonna give the miraculous of the bunny to Alex. Then maybe we can see like new pictures that we got from Miraculous, the new pictures that show Juleka with the tiger miraculous and Milan with the mouse miraculous, and she will continue giving it to Vesperia and maybe to Pigella too. A lot of things coming up, guys. Like, I honestly think that there's gonna be a new band of superheroes, and it's gonna be a good one, guys. Now, how is episode 14, the episode after this episode, going to be like? So we did get a picture that was released, I think, on the Miraculous YouTube channel, that Nino is on the news, and there's a picture of Nino and there's a picture of the bubbler. And we do see that Nino is low-key suspicious in this episode of Alya, like, what is going on? Alya, tell me where you're going, what are you doing? And probably in episode 14, the suspicion grows. We see that Marinette is going to tell Alya everything she knows. So I don't think that's going to take, like, one day? It's going to take weeks. So I think Nino's going to be like, what is going on? Why are you always going to Marinette? I mean, you're spending less time with me. What's going on? All that stuff. And probably Nino, because of that, gets akumatized. Again, we just definitely know that, yes, we love how Alya was a supporting person with Marinette. We see that it's cute when we see Alya being happy with the Kwamis, interacting with the Kwamis, and knowing Marinette's secret. But we see that happiness and that cheerfulness is gonna end because of Gabriel. We understand what Master Fu and Marianne was going through. Master Fu was happy, maybe their relationship changed with Marianne because they knew the secret. Marianne had to leave because she was in trouble, because everyone wanted to find the Guardian. Everyone knew that she knew the Guardian, so she'll be in trouble, and that's what we're going to see with Alya. Alya's going to be in trouble. It's going to be similar to what happened to Marianne and Master Fu. And that's all the analysis. Definitely, this is a huge analysis because this episode really was shocking, really was great, really was scary. And if you want to be updated with the new spoilers and intrigued with the new theories, and I will always have an analysis for the new episodes of season 4. Subscribe down below and leave a like if you enjoyed to be updated. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.